Let us start our weekly analysis with the price chart of S&P 500 in weekly time frame. What we can see over here, the massive impulsive wave, then several weeks of consolidation, and then a breakout. So this is the breakout of a bullish flag pattern. Considering the bullish flag, if we use the Fibonacci extension tool and project the target, 61.8% expansion comes at 8,062. While 100% expansion comes at 8,606. So these are the potential targets of S&P 500. Here what we can see, there is an existence of a gap at 7,610. So this gap is also having a support of EMA 21, and this is nothing but the consolidation top fiber of the consolidation band. So this becomes the important support area for S&P 500. Now this is the price chart of NASDAQ 100 in weekly time frame. This index was up by 1.09% this week. And so here earlier we discussed about this pin bar and then subsequent green candle forming a something like morning star quite in proximity of EMA 21. There is a massive impulsive wave prior to this. So this is nothing but the breakout of a bullish flag also. When we look at the daily price chart, what we can see, the price has already reached to the supply area from 30,200 to 30,450. Some loss of momentum can be seen, and this is a good sign. Once price consolidates and then gives a breakout, there could be a healthy breakout of this particular index. And then you can project the target using this upcoming chart pattern. 61.8% expansion comes at around 32,462, while 100% expansion comes at 33,822. These are all notional because targets of any chart patterns is the minimum expected objective. While in NASDAQ, this is the important gap over here at around 28,842, which is an important support area. And there is an added support of EMA 21 and EMA 55 as well. Now this is the price chart of Dow Jones Industrial Average Index in weekly time frame. This week, this index closed lower by 0.56% because it got rejected in the last week or a prior week from this trend line, which is acting as a dynamic resistance. But we can see here some kind of formation where the price consolidated and gave a breakout. So if you use the Fibonacci extension tool, it comes at around 61.8% expansion level. After it attained it, it consolidated for a few weeks and then trend resumption took place. So next potential level is 100% expansion, which comes at around 55,400 level. But there is a loss of momentum in this index. When we look at the daily price chart of Dow Jones Industrial Average Index, this is a very important gap, and here it is a breakout of a continuation chart pattern. So 53,000 is a good support, while the next potential target could be 55,400 level. There is a consolidation and some kind of pullback in this index, and this 53,000 is important support because it comes quite in proximity of EMA 21 as well. This is the daily price chart of Russell 2000 index. What we can see here, it was a breakout of a continuation chart pattern, cup and handle pattern. So if you calculate the next potential target by using the Fibonacci extension tool of this cup and handle pattern, the 61.8% expansion comes at 3,135, while 100% expansion comes at 3,193. So overall trend in S&P 500, NASDAQ and Dow Jones Industrial Average, including Russell 2000, that represents the small cap stocks in the US stock market, all are trading in markup phase. When we look at the volatility index against S&P 500, this week the VIX has fallen by 4.23% and is now quite in proximity of the usual lower band of this. So less volatility is always a positive sign for the market. Let us now move to the Europe markets. This is UK's FTSE 100 index in weekly time frame. This week, the index closed lower by 1.38%. This is the long-term trend line valid since April 2025, has taken multiple support, and hence this kind of correction. Of course, this is a very strong bearish candle. It is a kind of one black crow candlestick pattern. But here if you see, it got rejected from earlier resistance area. So if it consolidates here and then gives a breakout, this could be the potentially continuation chart pattern, that is cup and handle pattern. And if you project the target by using this pattern, 61.8% expansion comes at 11,688, which could be the next potential target of this index. And this is the German market index, DAX index in weekly time frame. This week's index closed higher by 0.46%, and there is a breakout, a clear breakout of this cup and handle pattern. If you project the target by using the Fibonacci extension tool, 61.8% expansion comes at 27,744, while 100% expansion comes at 29,305. These could be the potential next level. However, if I draw the resistance line, price has reached to the resistance area. You can see multiple price rejection over here, and so there is a loss of upside momentum in this index. Where is the support? This is the neckline area at around 25,500 to 25,600 zone should act as a support in this index. Now let us move to the Asia. This is Nikkei 225 index in weekly time frame. This week, the index closed higher by 4.74%. What we can see, it is bouncing from a very important dynamic support represented by this trend line. Price has taken support here, price has taken support here, and bounced back. If we refer to the prior impulsive wave, which is well-defined impulsive wave, and this bounce back is significant because if you do the retracement analysis, it has bounced from 61.8% retracement level, which is a golden ratio. And if we project the target by using the prior impulsive wave, 161.8% expansion comes at around 89,000 level. Overall trend is extremely bullish in Japanese market. Now this is the weekly chart of Seng index. This index this week has closed lower by 2.15% because it got rejected from established resistance area. But if you look at the prior price action or the historical price action, here there was a breakout of a double bottom. Bottom number 1, bottom number 2, and this was the apex. So the price is trading quite in proximity of the neckline. If I use the double bottom and project the target based on extension level, so next 61.8% level comes at around 29,338, and 100% expansion comes at 34,487. So once this gives a breakout of this counter trend line, then upside momentum may develop in this index. This trend line, which is acting as a dynamic support, will act as a dynamic support. So we can say something around 23,500 is a strong support in this index. So this is the price chart of Korean market, Korean Composite Stock Price Index, that is KOSPI. This index has a phenomenal run. It has given a return of 300% during the period April 2025 to June 2026. And then there was a major correction over here. Last week we discussed that it seems that the correction is over because it was formed a bullish pin bar and subsequently it formed the inside bar, and the price is getting bounced from important EMA 55, which is a confluence of golden ratio, that is 61.8%. So if the trend is resuming, we can project the target by using the prior impulsive wave, where 127.2% comes at around 10,900, while 161.8% expansion level comes at 13,525. So we have covered major global indices in this video. If you want me to cover any particular market index, do write your comment in the comment section of this video. See you in the next video.